Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. The UK government is the biggest exporter of marijuana in the world. And it also recognises the medical benefits that it has, just not for its own citizens. The UK exported 90 tonnes of cannabis legally in 2016. This was more than double what they did the year before. Most of the cannabis that the UK exports is used in a medicine that is called Sativex, and it is produced by GW Pharmaceuticals. It is available on prescription, but only in Wales, which is not England. Yet the UK government does not allow medical cannabis on the market, as they say it has no therapeutic value. This actually causes in the UK thousands of people having to buy drugs that have not been grown properly and not been flushed properly off dealers on the street, as opposed for them to be able to get the medical needs. A lot of families that have epileptic fits or have arthritis have found it hard to be able to obtain the medication, so they have to go through illegal means to be able to deal with their issues. And one of the main importers as well of illegal cannabis to the UK is actually Spain. And this episode is about news in relation to cannabis seizures in Spain and the effect that it has on the UK. But before we get into the main stories, I'd like to start with this news that broke yesterday of a British cocaine dealer that's 37 years old that has been arrested in the Costa del Sol. He has been identified only by his initials of PDT, and he was held in the coastal town of Estepona near Marbella by Spanish police. And they say that he was importing hashish and also cocaine into Spain. So this is a very rare example of people bringing it in from the UK. And they also found tons of cannabis in relation to the case that he has been arrested for. Some have described Spain as the cannabis garden of Europe in regards to the amount of exportation of cannabis that they've seen in the past several years. This main story is about how the civil guard, which is the police in Spain, have dismantled a network that they say was importing massive amounts of hashish and marijuana. 100 people have been arrested and more than 5 tons of hashish and 230 kilos of marijuana have been seized by one branch of the police. They launched boats onto a river and intercepted the drugs as they was about to come into Europe. And they also found more drugs in trucks in a warehouse in Dos Hermanos, and a third raid that was carried out while boats are refueling on a marina in Manilva. On April the 3rd, 2021, the Garde, with the help and support of the Special Operations Unit, intercepted several seizures. They found 5,000 kilos of hash, 230 kilos of marijuana, and in addition they found a gun and a taser, as well as 5 vehicles that they believe were used for importing drugs. The investigation began when they found of an organisation that was launching boats down the river, and it was a gang called the Marbella, and they would conceal the drugs on high-speed boats. The agents started to investigate the gangs from the civilian towns, and several warehouses were located in industrial areas on the outskirts of Seville, which served to hide the boats that would be repaired and then used to import more drugs. One branch of the organisation the police determined was supplying fuel to the group, and they had very powerful 3 or even 4 engines in some of these boats. The drugs were usually hidden in fruit, they say, alternating between hashish and marijuana. And the police have been very busy in Spain as well. And when they find seizures of cannabis grows in the area, this is not 20 plants in a loft. This is a plantation. They found an underground plantation in a bunker, and they said that it was the biggest marijuana production that they'd ever found. The innovative indoor insulation, they said, had an unprecedented variety of plants that collected bud every 25 days. The criminals had invested close to £200,000 in the infrastructure and 2,466 plants, 3 kilos of hash oil, 982 grams of bud, 364 grams of pollen, and a handgun was also seized. The Spanish police located the plantation underground within the framework of Operation Bunker. They located and dismantled it with the highest production capacity ever discovered, with 200 square meters and 2,500 plants of different varieties. The investigation began after police received intelligence intelligence that warned of the possible cultivation in the town of Fuensalida, in the province of Toledo. The agents focused their investigation on an isolated rural property of about 1,000 meters squared, and it was fenced in. They found prefabricated modules used supposedly as housing that could be seen, and next to it, another small one that appeared to be a storage room. Despite the external appearance of the place, where they could practically appreciate how low the entire terrain was, the civil guard confirmed the relationship of the man that lived there with the crime that had happened. Behind the door of a small prefabricated hut, there was a spiral staircase of 3 meters down that gave access to an underground excavation, perfectly partitioned, roofed and compartmentalized with concrete and brick walls. They installed an innovative system for cultivation of high-yield marijuana spread over 5 rooms. The agents verified that the complex infrastructure had an innovative heating system with panels of LED lights, ozone filters to minimize the smell, and an exit of 7 mouths to get rid of all the additional smoke and smell. And I also noticed that they're using LEDs as well, the new Gavitas type lights as well that they're using. And this is the first time I've seen big cannabis factories using these expensive lighting systems. They usually tend to go for cheaper, the old HPS versions. The civil guard also intercepted 1,000 kilos of hashish on the 26th of March this year. The substances were valued at £1.7 million, and they found again in boats during searches for immigrants. The investigation was carried out by the external surveillance system. They located a suspicious device 35 nautical miles south of Gran Canaria. So after coordination with the Canary Islands Regional Coordination Centre, it mobilised an interception squad to find this boat. They found it shortly after. They found various vessels that had immigrants and also drugs. After 2 intense hours at 4:20, the ship Ria Seguro was intercepted by the police with the help of the auxiliary operational boat deployed with 35 bales of hashish on board. So I thought this was a really interesting catch up to do with going on in Spain, and also the close relationship with the UK and how it affects us. I really appreciate you joining me today. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our previous Spanish videos. I'll leave a link at the end of this one. Thank you. Peace.
Let me tell you a kahani. I was in the party with my little garly, sniffing off a car key. Now I'm in a hotel smoking marijuana. The grub just landed, so we're breaking down the corner. Just hit a dot, now we got another Dana. This is real life, I ain't singing you a Ghana. Fuck with my peas and that boy, he's a Ghana. I'm a pimp and my boy, he's a farmer. I'm a packy and my boy, he's from Ghana. I got the light, my boy's got something darker. I just blew 100 bags and didn't stack any. Start cool traps, brother.